Hello, and welcome to another episode of the We Don't Wanna Podcast, the show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes on your favorite series. We're your hosts. I am Scott, and joining me, as always, I hope he gave my regards to the Titan of Bravos. It's Zachary Attackery.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. You just make sure you tell that Titan of Bravos what's up for me.
I'll be like, hey, yo, my boy Scotty.
Yo,
said what's up.
What's up, Titan?
What's even better is that Cersei cuts him off in the middle of that sentence. She's like,
no,
get the fuck out
I think she cuts him off in a different sentence.
She cuts him off in every sentence.
Every sentence, but specifically that one, like, I love that one because, like, the silence in the room after, like, Mace is so proud of himself.
Everybody
for his
knows
joke,
what's going on.
And they're all just stare at him, and he's like,
it's like us when we tell jokes on the podcast.
Basically, yes. Anyway,
man, I'm out of breath.
Because you've been holding it for so long.
No, because I was going ham.
Oh, true.
And it just made me work up a sweat.
Yeah. The audio listeners don't know, but Zach was going ham on his ham. This is Game of Thrones episode 504, Sons of the Harpy. Before we jump into that, though, we got to do our usual pleasantry bullshit. Zach, how are you this fine evening, my friend?
You know, man, I am feeling like a bum, which I'm kind of about.
Why are you feeling like a bum?
Feeling like a bum because I've had a lot of time off work. As you listeners and watchers know, we have just come out of our crazy busiest season of work, working very, 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 very long hours, and now I haven't worked in like a week.
Well, that's how that goes. You worked very hard and very long hours before, and now this is like your reward for putting in all that extra time, right?
Yeah, okay, definitely.
See? Yeah, so I have like a bum
no, I mean I'm a mess. I need to clean.
Like, no, like literally, I've been sitting on my ass playing Apex. Probably.
I am covered in my own filth.
Oh, that's my favorite.
A puddle of my own making. That was last week's joke.
We can bring it back.
Honestly, it's good. It's honestly great. I have been playing a lot of video games. I have been watching some TV. Started that show. What the fuck is it called? 18 something. The one with the boat on Netflix.
I don't.
The first episode is good.
Okay.
Very good. It's the same creators of Dark, which I wanted you to watch, and I don't think you've ever tried it.
No.
No.
Dark I tried fantastic. Dark briefly, but the subs and the dubs thing, it was throwing me off because I didn't like either. Because it's a German show, right? Or something
it is a German
along
show,
those lines.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I watched like 20 minutes of Dark. I watched the first episode of that. Netflix has a new Dragon Age animated show.
Oh,
and as everyone on here knows, the Castlevania Netflix animated show is one of my favorite shows ever. And Dragon Age is one of my favorite series ever, and that first episode sucked balls, which was a big disappointment. So I think I'm
fan of ball sucking.
Done with that. Not in the good way. It sucked balls in a bad way. So I'm probably done with it. I did watch that Bullet Train movie though on Netflix. Have you watched that yet?
How was that? No.
It's fun. It's very dumb. Okay. Good time. You're a big
Who's in that?
Pitt stan.
Okay,
right?
yeah. I do love me some Pitt.
Yeah, I know you love you some Pitt, and it's just very
some BP.
It's just very
oil spill.
Stupid, dumb, fun. You can ignore that. Nothing happened. Everything is fine. I'm sure my audio didn't change at all just there. But yeah, that I'm happy for you that you are getting just some Zach time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you probably haven't watched any One Piece during this Zach time, which
you know what?
I will forgive, I guess.
You know what?
What?
I wanted to save this for the podcast.
Uh-oh. He's saving things.
You are absolutely right. I have not watched any One Piece.
I fucking hate you. I was about to say, why would we talk about this? No one gives a shit about One Piece. Anyway, are you ready to jump in here, pal?
Oh, how are you doing, pal?
Well, I told you already. I watched that Bullet Train movie, and that's
how you're doing?
That's it. Yeah.
How are you doing? Oh, I watched Bullet Train.
I watched Bullet Train. I'm still working on my Lego Star Destroyer. That's about it.
Hell yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of the Lego Star Destroyer, you have finished, if I am recalling your text correctly, 2 of the 4 boxes.
No, 3 of the 4, and I'm into the final box now at this point.
Jesus.
So.
How many hours do you think you've put in so far?
40-ish. I'd say 35 to 40-ish.
You've had a full ass work week. Suit and tie.
Yeah.
Briefcase.
Listen, this has been
I gotta get to my job.
Yeah, I gotta get to my job. This has been over a month and a half, FYI. This has not been a continuous thing.
Consecutive. It has been consecutive. Everybody at home just knows Sky has been working on this.
Just been literally without sleep, just sitting and building this. No, I do it in an hour, maybe 2-hour chunks at a time here and there. So
same.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna jump in here. Game of Thrones season 5, episode 4, Sons of the Harpy. I'm gonna kick us off.
Can we just keep bullshitting? We have to talk about Game of Thrones today?
We have to talk about That's literally the point of this podcast, in case you didn't know.
Right.
I'm gonna start us off here and hit us with this recap. Bud, are you prepared for? Can I just say real quick off the bat before we get into this? I feel like this has got to be the 3rd or 4th time an episode has been titled The Sons of the Harpy. Am I crazy in this? I feel like they've been around for so long and been doing shit, been up to no good, and I guess they really haven't. It just feels like they have.
So when I was jotting down the name of the episode while I was taking some notes, I thought the same thing. I was
okay, thank you. This isn't just me.
This is Sons of the Harpy. Okay. I mean, obviously after watching it makes more sense. But yeah, no, apparently we haven't had any episodes called The Sons of the Harpy.
That seems wild. Anyway, here we go. We begin with boats. Boats. Jorah Steele. I totally
I'm so
forgot
glad I
that
didn't
was
take a
thing.
sip of my tea.
Jorah steals one and sails off with Tyrion. Jaime and Bronn are taking one to Dorne. We love boats.
Dorne.
Bronn wants to know why Jaime is doing this, and Jaime only says that it has to be me. Bronn deduces that Jaime set Tyrion free, and his guilt is a big reason that he's doing it. Jaime tells Bronn...
Not a good poker face, that one.
No, Bronn really gets to Jaime. Jaime tells Bronn that if he ever sees Tyrion again, he'll kill him for murdering their father. In King's Landing, Mace continues to be the MVP of the small council, my fucking guy.
Oh, yeah.
He tells Cersei that the Iron Bank is demanding payment for the crown's debts. Cersei sends Mace with Meryn Trant. Oh, shit. I was actually going to make a joke there, and I forgot. I was going to go, Meryn Trant. And I totally forgot.
Love that.
Anyway,
love that for you, Scott.
Yeah. Love that I forgot. And then, anyway, Meryn Trant Braavos to negotiate better terms with the Iron Bank. Cersei meets with the High Sparrow and decrees to rearm the Faith Militant, and now there's an army of religious fanatics in the city. Brilliant. The Faith Militant go throughout King's Landing being brutal assholes and basically ruining everyone's good time.
That was my nickname in high school.
I know. Lancel gets a fancy new forehead carving and then arrests Sir Loras. Marjorie is understandably pissed about this and goes to her hubby and is like, "What the hell is your mom doing, bro?" Poor Tommy Boy was just trying to enjoy his supper and has no idea what is going on. Tommy goes to Cersei and she manipulates him just as easily as Marjorie did. Then he goes to visit the High Sparrow but gets turned away and does nothing. Marjorie still very unhappy. Poor Tommy Boy just completely lost and clueless.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. He cannot catch a break this episode. At the wall, Queen Celise is being awful about Shireen again. Shock. And Melisandre reminds her that Shireen is important because she has King's blood. Stannis intends to march on Winterfell soon and promises to take Mel with him this time. Sam and Jon are sending letters to the Lords of the Realm asking for men and supplies, and Jon even swallows his anger to ask for Roose Bolton's help. Mel visits Jon and asks him to come with them and help take Winterfell. She gets naked to really convince him, and Jon pretends to resist because of his vow, but in the end says he still loves Ygritte and turns Mel down. Mel hits Jon with Ygritte's trademark line as she leaves to truly shake him.
Shireen and Stannis have a moment, and he tells her of how she got the grayscale and how he was advised by everyone to send her to the ruins of Valyria to live out her days with the Stone Men. But he refuses. He called upon dozens of healers and doctors to attempt to cure her because she is his daughter.
What a sweet moment.
What a just
lovely. Nothing will ever bad.
Dude, they have the best relationship.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
Secured. They're going to be happily ever after.
We're not looking
Sansa chats with Littlefinger in the Winterfell crypts about Lyanna Stark and the Great Tourney at Harrenhal. Littlefinger tells Sansa that he's leaving for King's Landing, and she protests about him leaving her here with the Boltons. He promises it won't be for long, and that Stannis will soon take Winterfell and make Sansa Wardeness of the North. Jaime and Bronn sneak into Dorne and have philosophical discussions about life and death. Bronn questions the loyalty of the captain that dropped them off, and then they are found by 4 Dornish guards. Bronn hard carries Jaime through this fight, as hard as Zach carries Scott through Apex.
No, that's not what it says. You liar! You ruined it. That's not what it says. You dick.
Then brags about what a great teacher he is to boot. Bronn is absolutely a legend, very much in the same vein as Zach is a legend.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Absolutely.
Oh, man. On the opposite end of the legend spectrum, the Sand Snakes are here.
Hell yeah, Sand Snake Gang, rise up.
Fucking hell, I hate my life. They know Jaime is endured and are going to try and start a war and are really good at telling their backstories and whatever. Nobody actually cares whatsoever. Somewhere on the sea, Jorah tells Tyrion that he's taking him to Daenerys, not Cersei. Tyrion deduces who Jorah is and that Daenerys who's Daenerys?
Words are hard, listen.
Dude, fucking Daenerys. Exiled him for selling information to Varys. Daenerys and Varys.
Daenerys and Varys, that's what it was. Yeah.
Tyrion is critical of this scheme, so Jorah shuts him up by knocking him out. Did you give me more to read, or am I just really struggling?
You just suck. We both had 3 pages.
Marine,
realizing this is maybe my worst written recap ever.
This is a terrible episode. So. In Marine, Barristan tells Daenerys stories of her brother Rhaegar. Dar continues to ask Daenerys to reopen the fighting pits, claiming it will stop the Sons of the Harpy from killing and start to bring peace between the former slaves and masters. Meanwhile, a small group of Unsullied is ambushed and killed by the Sons of the Harpy. Grey Worm is the lone survivor for now, but it is outnumbered and wounded when... Is that Barristan Selby's music I
hear? Oh, Barristan!
It fucking is.
Hell yeah.
Sir Barristan saves Grey Worm, killing like 10 fucking dudes, but gets severely wounded in the process. Grey Worm and Barristan do win the fight, but are both collapsed, either dead or dying. And cut to black.
Cut to black. What an episode. I just don't even know where to begin with such a legendary... You know what, actually, all jokes aside, I didn't hate this episode. I feel like there have been worse season 5 episodes that we've already gone through. I think this episode's fine, mostly. except for the sand snakes part, which I do get some kind of amusement from. So even that is not like a total loss, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously feel very much the same and are in total agreement with me.
Total agreement.
Yeah.
Look, I just think that this episode is overwhelmingly mediocre.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So fucking mid. It's ridiculous.
Yes, but there are still a few good things. Wow, Jesus. A few good things, but we will get to those. Jorah stealing the boat to start here, obviously, whatever. Jaime and Bronn. I do want to talk about Jaime and Bronn, and I want to talk about them a decent amount.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
First of all, I love their chemistry together. I think they're great. I think their conversations are either, very kind of like just fun and amusing, or Bronn has this really good way of like kind of asking Jaime very direct and cutting questions that Jaime like kind of has no answers for. He does that like a lot in this episode where he'll like Jaime will say something like his niece, and Bronn just looks at him and goes like, "Oh, your niece, yeah." And Jaime's just like, yeah,
well, I'm not gonna lie again. Shit, he's on to me.
Right, exactly. Like Bronn is just like, I know what's going on with you, bro. You can't bullshit me. You can't bullshit a bullshitter, basically.
Yeah.
And I do greatly enjoy like
Bronn's just seen some shit, man.
True. I love it. I love all what does he all say about Dorne? Like the Dornish are crazy. He's like, what he's talking about, like
fucking and fighting,
fighting. Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna have time to fuck after I fight, and that's not okay.
Exactly. I mean, can you blame the guy?
That's literally his whole problem here, is that he's not gonna have time to fuck because they're gonna have to run because they're stealing the princess. I just enjoy the conversation. So yes, this episode may be aggressively mediocre, but Bronn and Jaime together is still a win. What they're doing may be like not super interesting or not intelligent or good, but it's just it is fun to see them together doing their thing.
This, I don't know if this is an accurate comparison in your eyes, because I don't actually know how you feel about this, but
okay.
Dorne reminds me of everything on like Tatooine in the Star Wars movies.
That is, I could have never in a million years guessed where you were gonna go with.
Is
it
like,
just because they're both deserts?
I mean, partially yes, but also because they're both so boring. Like, get away from there. Get to the good stuff.
There's some good stuff on Tatooine, yeah?
Name something.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
when Obi-Wan cuts off that dude's arm in the bar, like, that's cool as hell. Like, meeting Han Solo, and, like, when they first go to the Mos Eisley Cantina in A New Hope, that's cool. That's good stuff. Meeting Han is cool.
I suppose that that's okay. So, here's the equivalent. They're talking to Bronn. Bronn and Jaime are talking.
Jaime and Bronn are literally just Han Solo and Obi-Wan in this context, I guess. That's actually not terribly far off comparison, though, honestly. Bronn's a cool old seen some shit dude like Obi-Wan, and Jaime is kind of a bad boy like Han Solo. Something to think about.
Something to think about.
Anything else you want to say about that first convo they have, or should we move to King's Landing?
I mean, we absolutely need to. Hold on, are we talking about all of Dorne?
No. We'll come back to
all
it.
Right,
we'll come back. We have to intersperse the Jaime Bronn stuff throughout this episode because it's the only interesting stuff that happens.
Okay, I agree.
Mace, I fucking, we said it in the recap. Mace is the MVP, like, of the small council and of King's Landing right now. That dude is so funny, and I just want more of him being the giant weirdo that he is. I love that dude.
He's so cringy, and everybody around him knows what's happening, and he's just so oblivious.
So clueless. He's so oblivious.
Everybody's like, okay, well, I guess we'll fucking sit through this bullshit so we could just get him out of here. Like,
we'll get paid back or I'll have to have words with my daughter. I love it. Mace is my fucking dude.
Is he your favorite Tyrell?
Oh, yeah. I like Marjorie quite a bit, but it's probably Mace.
Over Elena?
No, sure. Yeah, I forgot about Elena. It's definitely Elena.
Okay.
It's Elena free. He might be second. Even like when she just dismisses Mace at the wedding. Not now, Mace. So great.
Tywin and I are trying to have a conversation.
We're trying
Get
to
the fuck away
the
from
adults are talking, goddammit.
Go sit at the kids' table.
Elena is literally the goat. Yeah, so Cersei real dumb. I have been the Cersei defender, I feel like, throughout this whole series.
We're gonna get some humility right now.
There's no defending anything she's doing here. She is just bad decision on top of bad decision on top of poor choices.
On top of not remembering the Alamo. I mean, it's just like it's just like mistake after mistake, dude.
True, actually. Yeah, arming an army of religious fanatics has never gone poorly, ever. That can only turn out great for you, Cersei. Also, spoiler alert, one of those religious fanatics has inside dirt information on you.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. Oh, what is she doing? What are you doing, Cersei?
She's always done this thing. She's done this before, like wanting to trim the fat of people who don't belong to her.
Sure.
And introduce somebody new who does belong to her, except she does not realize that you can't really control the faith militant because they feel like they're serving God, not serving her. You know?
This whole thing is so ridiculous because it's like she's finally getting her shot. Like with Tywin, her dad, gone out of the picture, it's like she has her shot to truly show what she's made of, like how she can be the leader, and like, she should have been like Tywin's, go-to person instead of like, Jaime, just because she was born a woman. And she is just fumbling the bag so hard. Like, it's truly sad.
Yeah.
To see her just dig her own grave so thoroughly, and she just has no clue what she's doing.
It's also like, from the perspective of somebody who's watched the show, it is so disappointing because you know what's coming. Like you know how good Cersei is. Like, not obviously
right.
Not like morally. Like, you know how
she's got it in her.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, kind of what you're saying, but like she's just capable of so much more.
Yeah.
And this is maybe my second least favorite storyline in this entire series. Yeah, man, it's just so like boy, this is bad at all.
Yeah.
I mean, this is terrible. I just don't. I like negative review on Yelp. I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I need to speak to the manager. This is
definitely
some horse shit.
It's not. I don't like the whole Sparrow's faith militant. Like, just religious fanaticism. I can't think of a single time it's been like interesting to me in a story.
I mean, in Castlevania, it's kind of interesting.
I guess, but that's like a very early kind of foundational element of it, like in the first season, and they don't go back to it a lot. I don't feel
that's fair. Yeah.
Anyway, they're being dicks. They're pouring out all the booze, shutting down the brothels. Just don't yuck people's yums. Let them have a good time, man. Come on, what are we doing here?
So shitty.
They fucking suck. No one likes them. Marjorie, there is a very funny moment here when Marjorie goes into poor Tommy and is super pissed, and Marjorie's like, I thought she was going home. I thought you were sending her to Castle Lock. Casterly Rock.
Are you and Mother not getting along?
Literally the line I had. It's so funny. Aren't you and Mother getting along? And she's just like, oh, this fucking kid. Oh, dude, my God.
What I think is even better than that line is Marjorie's like aggression and her like urgency and like just how upset she is. And then he hits her with that line and she realizes like, I'm dealing with a child. I need to change the way I'm addressing this.
Yeah.
She like, you literally see her go.
She has to mentally reset. Yeah.
Yes.
100%. Dude's just eating his supper and is just like, I didn't arrest him. I don't know what's going on. I'm only the king. Where's Sir Pounce at? Sir Pounce is my... he's my advisor. I need him here. Where's my dude Sir Pounce so he can advise me on this situation?
So she quickly changes her tone and is like, do you have any affection towards me at all? And he's like, of course.
Yeah.
He's such a golden retriever, dude. Like,
oh my God, true, actually. Hey, but to your point, good on Marjorie for like, you know, we've often called her out for how well she plays the game for like, you know, switching gears as well as she does. Like, obviously, this is very real, genuine anger from her when she first goes in.
Yep.
And she realizes that emotion and that route will not fly and will not be the most effective here. So good on Marjorie for like, you know, changing gears and going to this like, hey, don't you love me? Aren't we, you know, happy wife and everything? And
she also makes him feel like complete shit. Like,
dude.
And you start to see it set in, dude. I mean, she essentially is like, you, the king of the Andals.
Yes.
Protector of the realm. Like,
I started to feel bad for poor Tommy here because first he's just trying to enjoy his supper and Marjorie reads him the riot act. Then he goes to his mommy and mommy's like just manipulates his ass and is like, I didn't do anything. What do you want from me? I didn't arrest him. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the king. I'm sure if you go talk to him. You're the king.
I'm sure it'll be fine. And then he goes to talk to the High Sparrow, and these random, like, peasants are just like, nah, he's praying. Sorry, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I know you're the king, but get the hell out. And Tommy's like, I guess there's nothing I can do. And then just him having to go back to tell Marjorie
his tail between his legs, dude.
Fucking tail tucked between his legs and just being like, there was nothing to do without violence. Like, I would have just like slept in a different room, bro. Like, you're the king. Just like, don't go back to Marjorie at all. Just find another nice quiet room and avoid her for a while, because that was embarrassing.
Yeah,
my poor guy. I did feel bad for him a little bit here, because he's just in over his head. Does not begin to describe. What Tommy Boy is here. He needs Tywin back, honestly. Anyway, anything else about that?
No.
Okay. Let's go to the wall. Selyse sucks. We know this. She always sucks.
Selyse fucking blows.
She's the worst. Shireen is just lovely and delightful, and Selyse is like constantly a bitch to her, and I will not stand for it.
I think I did I posted a TikTok like a few months ago, or like maybe a month or two ago, where it was like a generator of like all the different houses in Game of Thrones, or like the main houses, and it was like a blind ranking what I was doing of the worst character from each of those houses. So like it was like top 5, right?
Yeah.
So like if, for example, like Targaryen came up, I put Viserys, the Dany's brother, not Patty.
Not Patty.
Not our Viserys.
Not our Viserys. The one true Viserys.
Yeah, the one true Viserys.
True.
I love you. I love it. So I would say, okay, you know what? I'm going to rank him at 2. He's the second worst character on this top 5 list. And then, like, you know, whatever. So
I got you.
It got to Baratheon. And I think I put Stannis on there because I don't like Stannis. But I think I just completely forgot how terrible Selyse is.
Understandable to forget even Selyse exists. She just pops up every now and then to remind us of what a bitch she is. And she's, hey, on brand here for her, to be honest.
Okay, so like, despite Selyse,
mm-hmm.
I feel like when people picture the Baratheons, they're either picturing Bobby B, Renly, or Stannis.
Yeah.
It would be
true.
Stannis, right?
Of those three, sure, yeah.
Okay.
We love Bobby B.
Well, of course.
And I like Renly.
Yeah, I like Renly too.
There's a lot of Stannis stands out there, though. There's a lot of stands for Stannis. And I think that comes more from the books. Like, he is a much more sympathetic character in the books, to be fair.
Okay.
Anyway.
Fair.
But yeah, Shireen, Mel just drops, hey, Shireen has King's blood, and that's important. And just keep that in your bonnet for now. And Stannis is like, yeah, I'm going soon to take Winterfell. And Mel is just like, hey, don't put your trust in old Davos boy. Put it in me. I'm way hotter than him. And true.
Stannis is like, true.
Stannis is like, true. And Mel's like, I'm going to go show Jon how hot I am.
Right now.
Yeah, literally right now. Peace.
Dude, okay, I need to ask you about this Jon Melisandre scene. Was the actual point just to seduce him to say yes? Is there more to it there? Like, was this one of those King's blood bullshit things?
Could be. Like, she literally says he has power in him. So she, like, does sense something about Jon is different, and, like, that there is, like, at the very least, I feel like she knows that there is greatness in him, and that he should probably be doing something more meaningful than just being, in the
Lord
Night's Watch. I mean, he's Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, but still, like, in her eyes, she probably views that as, lesser. Yeah, could be either way. Could be partially like, yeah, she's just trying to get him to come with them. Or, yeah,
trying to
maybe
get him to come with them. Yeah.
True, actually. Maybe she thinks she can make, another shadow baby with old Johnny Boy. Who knows,
Yeah, it's just
that's
weird.
An interesting thought.
Yeah. I do have a quick note on this interaction between them.
Okay, sure.
The close-up shots of Jon's face.
Yeah.
And his eye line is, like, not changing. Like, homie is just staring straight into those tits, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's great acting. Like,
dude,
legit,
like,
very
he's
good
just like...
I mean, to be fair, her boob's on literally right on his eye level also,
yeah,
too.
I mean, yeah, but, she's having a full conversation with him, and he's just like...
That's your problem?
No,
not
it's
the
just
fact
funny
that,
to me. It's just funny.
Like, she grabs his hand and puts it, like, on her, like, stomach hip area, and it just immediately drifts, like, straight up.
He's like, oh.
Like, oh, wait, let me cop a feel up here, though, actually.
Dude,
I want to try some of this.
It's just funny, dude. It's just all funny.
Yeah, it's a very... like an awkward scene, to be honest, but listen, I'm Mel's hot and he's hot, and hey, if they two consenting adults want to do some feeling up, who am I to judge?
She came on to him, dude.
I love how Jon even says, like, I don't think Stannis would approve of this or whatever, like he says, and Mel's just like, oh, then I guess we better not let him know, huh? And it's just so fucking funny, dude.
Never do that again.
No, I'm gonna, though.
You fucking creep.
I'm absolutely gonna. Anyway, hey, you know what, though? Good for Jon for sticking up for his dead girl.
And not sticking up with his,
Yeah. I love how he tried to pretend like, oh, I took a vow. And Mel's like, bullshit, you took a vow.
The fucking eyes she gives him, she's like,
Yeah, is that the
Excuse
real
me?
reason? And he's like, no, okay, fine. It's I still, my wiener still feels for Ygritte actually. And Mel's like,
She
okay,
does
fine.
hit him with the dead don't need love,
Yeah,
and I do appreciate him doubling down and being like, I know,
right.
but I still love her.
But I still love her. But yeah, her hitting him with the whole you know nothing Jon Snow, like I feel like you can legitimately tell like that shakes him. Like Jon does not know how to react to that.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, the fuck just happened there. Anyway,
Stannis Shireen.
Yeah. This is a very sweet moment, and I hope nothing bad ever happens to either of them.
Mostly to Shireen.
Mostly to Shireen, but I do kind of also like Stannis.
Stannis is fine.
Stannis is fine for now.
I hate how awkward this scene is, but I need to accept that because Stannis is an awkward motherfucker.
Stannis is awkward. Yeah.
But boy, man, like I just gotta like, it's so easy to feel for Shireen. Like,
yeah,
she is just so broken and like feels like nobody cares about her, but is just so innocent and loving and just wants to be positive.
Mm-hmm. Bless her heart.
Truly, man. I love how, I mean, I guess, but she says something to the extent of like, I know that mother didn't want to bring me,
dude.
And then he's like, why would you say that? And she goes,
because she said,
I don't want to bring you.
Breaks my heart, honestly.
Dude.
And even Stannis, like cold ass Stannis, is like,
she shouldn't have said that.
She shouldn't have said that. That is rough.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah, fuck Selyse, by the way. For reals, though. Yeah, Shireen is such a sweetheart. She taught my dude Davos how to read and has been nothing but nice and pleasant to everyone. She deserves so much better. Like, listen, this is a sweet moment between her and Stannis specifically. But honestly, she deserves better parenting from both of them for the most part. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Sansa and Littlefinger in the crypts.
Dude, Sansa is getting so much hotter every single episode. It is fucking ridiculous.
She seems
Do you not see it?
No, she seems the same as she has the last however many episodes this season we've done.
Like, there's just something else about her, man. Just leveling up.
Are
you not on the Sansa the Sansa train?
No, I am, but just not to your extent.
Oh.
Sansa's like, okay.
Oh, man. Fucking psycho.
Also, again, I just don't think she looks any different than she has the last 3 episodes.
Nah, man. Nah, there's something happening here.
Okay, if you say so.
She's juicing.
What? I don't even know what that means.
Me neither.
Littlefinger's. I guess I can buy Littlefinger's logic here. You know, I think I complained a couple episodes ago about like this whole plan of his and how it seems like total bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I can buy his logic of Stannis is going to win this fight. He'll need you as the last remaining Stark to unite the North. But, and here's the big but, he still should know better about Ramsay. That's my biggest thing.
And Roose.
Well, Roose, he at least acknowledges, like, yes, Roose is dangerous and you need to, like, watch out for him. But then he's also like, oh, you'll make Ramsay yours and you'll twist this boy around your finger and blah, 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 blah. Ramsay is a fucking monster and pretty much everyone in the North knows that at this point.
Yeah.
And you being Mr. Information should also know that.
Right.
And that's where I have this disconnect is like, Littlefinger should know better about Ramsay very specifically.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's also just this like, for somebody as calculated as Littlefinger, he's leaving a lot to chance here.
Yes,
I feel like
true. He's like, oh, if I was a betting man, and I am, and blah blah blah.
And it's like, yeah, you're a betting man, but not with things like this. Like, you're so much more particular and precise, I feel like.
Right. It's like you only are going to bet on games you fixed, basically.
Right. Precisely.
That's not exactly the case here.
Yeah, it just seems a little off-brand to me, and I hate to say that, like, oh, the writing's getting bad, like, because there's still a lot to love. But I do think that this is an obvious, like, they need to make it work.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Yeah, for sure.
So,
they have to find a way to make it work, whatever excuses, whatever they're going to use.
Right.
I do like the little, kind of history lesson, the lore about, like, the great tourney at Harrenhal.
Also,
and all that stuff.
I'm sorry for cutting you off. The feather that she plucks from the hands of Lyanna didn't
Bobby B
put that there, right?
Yeah, Bobby B put that there.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So,
just a cool little
tie back, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the Great Tourney at Harrenhal is a very big happening, like, in this world, and like just every little like kind of glimpse and like story we get told about that is interesting stuff. So
right.
Should we go back to Jaime and Bronn, or you know what? This part is so weird, dude. So Jaime and Bronn sneak into Dorne, right?
Right.
They have this very like fun philosophical conversation about how would you want to die. And then the show just like out of nowhere pivots to these Cooper and Darnell characters that we've never heard of or seen or been introduced to before. And it's just, now it's Cooper and Darnell. Who are these people, Zach? I mean, Cooper and Darnell seem like cool dudes, and I'm happy to hang out with them. But it's just like, where did they come from? Like, what is happening?
I fucking hate Dorne, dude. I fucking hate everything in this space.
No, Cooper and Darnell are legendary.
Nah, bro.
I don't know what to tell
even
you.
them, man. I'm just like, can we do this somewhere else?
Can we do this?
Can we just not be in Dorne? Please?
You know what the saddest part of this, you reacting this way is? Is nearly everything to do with Dorne in the books is amazing and some of my favorite stuff.
Some of your favorite stuff?
Some of my favorite stuff. The Dorne stuff is so cool and interesting, dude. But they cut out all the good characters. They cut out Darkstar. They cut out, what is the princess's name? Oh, her name is escaping me right now. But the daughter of Doran, and her storyline. Like, they cut out all the good stuff. And they left us with Cooper and Darnell, whom I love, don't get me wrong. But I just don't know why they felt the need to change Dorne so much and just honestly butcher it, because it is legitimately so cool.
Are the sand snakes in the books?
Yes, there's actually more of them, but we don't ever. There's more sand snakes, not more of them. Honestly, there's kind of less of them. It's more focused on.
What are you saying right now?
No.
There's more of them.
There's more
less
number of them. There's not just 3 sand snakes. There's like 7 or 8 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But almost everything we get in Dorne is from, what is her name? The Dornish princess. It's from her point of view. And her storyline is really interesting and intriguing. And just cut her out. Cut Darkstar out. Darkstar's cool as hell. Cut out the Kingsguard guy that's down there. Yeah, all the good, interesting stuff is just gone. So I don't know what the plan or intention there was. I truly don't.
Is it Ariane?
Yes. It
okay.
is. Yes, that's what her name is.
All right.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about the books. Again, Jaime and Bronn, they are fun. Like, I like how Bronn is just like, nah, man, I've had an exciting life. I want my death to be boring.
Yeah.
This
I do like that.
And then Braun just being a badass at fighting is always cool. Is always good stuff. Jamie should have gotten that hook. That would have helped him out a lot more in this fight, I feel like.
I don't know. I don't know that a hook would have caught that sword.
Yeah, maybe. That was his metal hand did come up pretty clutch. That's true. You make a solid point.
I love how how Braun's like, or he hacks the legs off one of the horses, and the dude gets knocked down obviously off the horse, and he's like, that one should be slow enough. That one should be slow enough.
Yeah, because Jamie just told him like, I can maybe take one if he's slow, and Braun's just like, there you go, you can have the dude that just got crushed under his horse.
Yeah.
Braun rules. Cooper and Darnell is definitely a show I would watch more of, though, for sure. Yeah, and then the Sand Snakes.
Dude.
Zach, tell me about your love for the Sand Snakes.
Dude, it's so bad. I want to know, is there anyone out? I want to know. Is there anyone out there who actually is into them? Is there anyone who's like, those are my girls? And Yara.
And Yara. Very much Yara. What is the deal with the Sand Snakes?
I mean, hey, at least the one with the little pixie cut, she's cute.
She's very cute, yeah.
She's very cute.
I don't even know how to begin to describe that story.
The monologue from Obara?
The monologue from Obara, dude.
Dude,
like,
it's so bad. It's so fucking terrible.
As that scene came up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna really, like, this scene can't be as bad as I remember it being.
Her monologue was basically, does a bear shit in the woods?
Does a bear shit?
I mean, it was basically that.
Then she proves how tough and cool she is by throwing a spear like 3 feet into a dude that can't move. Like, this is how I'm gonna prove to you how tough and cool
fucking
I am.
Stone cold, dude.
This dude's like half a foot away from me, and also he can't move. And I'm gonna spear him right through the head to prove what a badass I am. And I'm just like,
yeah, dude, it's a little rough.
I want to say this was like season 3, about how I don't mind at all when a character wants to like monologue and like, hey, here's my story and this is what happened to me and this, as long as it's good. I don't care if it's like a weird plot contrivance or like it feels forced. If it's good, the perfect example that I'm thinking of is the Red Priestess, or the Red Priest, what's his name? The Brotherhood Without Banners guy.
Oh, Thoros?
Thoros, yes. Thoros of Myr, when Melisandre comes to get Gendry and he tells that story of like bringing all the times he's brought what's his name back. And it's just like, I don't care if that story comes out of left field because it's fucking good and he does a great job telling it and it's interesting. And this is like the opposite of that. It's not good. It's not interesting. It's awful. And I'm just like,
terrible.
This is pain. Anyway, we've talked about that for too long.
Everyone shall know pain.
Tyrion's a real Sherlock Holmes deducing who Jorah is. Boy, howdy, I tell you what.
Boy, howdy, I tell you. Are you a 78-year-old white man from a farm?
Have you met me? Yes.
I guess that's true.
100%. I see you have a bear sigil, and you must be Jorah
fucking
Mormont.
super sleuth.
Fucking super sleuth Tyrion over here. That's the only note I have on that scene. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Finally, our fucking Guy Barristan. So
okay, yeah. Let's talk about the only cool thing in this episode.
I mean, Braun's cool. Braun and Jaime are still cool.
I just write it all out.
I think they're cooler than anything that happens in Marine. You want about Dorne? Marine? Come on. Dorn got nothing on the original shit location, Marine. We've been in Dorn for one episode and Zach is already over it. We've been in Marine for like 16 seasons, I swear to God. Holy shit.
Dude, you sounded
What?
You sounded like the Allen Iverson practice speech.
Oh, we talking
practice.
We're talking about Dorn?
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about Dorn? Yeah.
We're not talking about the
100%.
game. We're talking about practice.
I love that. That fucking is the most legendary rant ever. Marine sucks. This is a good moment, obviously.
I really like the Danny Barristan conversation before this happened. It's so short.
Really?
But it just, because we haven't, Barristan has been this, cool legend that we all know about. We know he's supposed to be great, but we haven't really seen him, have many conversations that, that are just more casual, you know?
Sure.
I like the peek into him just being yeah, man,
that guy was a cool dude, bro.
He was a cool dude. We would go hang out. We'd give money to the fucking poor people. We get fucking trashed. He just seemed like so cool in that moment, and I really like how Danny received that story, because also I just feel like it's a little out of element. It's not so her being rigid and I'm a queen and you know. So
I get what you're saying, but this also felt like a very Sand Snakey type situation here for me, where it was just out of complete nowhere. He was just oh, that reminds me of Rhaegar. And it's just wait, what? What reminded you of Rhaegar? What the fuck are you talking about, my dude?
This one wasn't bad.
It wasn't awful.
They're standing up there looking down at the city, and she's it all looks peaceful.
Yeah,
from here. And he's we would go walking down into the city. I mean, it makes a little sense.
It was all right. I guess I didn't like it as much as you did. I do like any and all Barristan we get. I wish there was more of him. Also a big change from the books here, because he is way more involved and important, and he's probably fine here, right? He's gonna live through this.
He's all right.
He's totally cool. Dude fights though. My dude fucks. He kills.
It's Barristan motherfucking Selmy, dude.
True, and he's 7. How old is he? He's 70 something, and my dude still absolutely crushes it. Love that dude. Grey Worm, I don't really give a shit about. I feel like I've made that very clear.
Yeah. I
could take or leave Grey Worm, but I know a lot of people love him and are very concerned for him as well. I'm sure he'll be fine. That's about all I got.
Yeah, I mean, it's so sad that when I think of fun or interesting or good fight scenes, you never really picture anything that happens around Danny and co.
No.
Maybe you picture Khal Drogo stuff, maybe.
Very first, when he kills his
ripping the throat out.
Yeah, that's a cool moment.
But it these scenes just don't land or don't hit. And look, I am 99% certain that it is our bias.
It's our bias for sure.
Which is okay. But here's the thing though, is even my first time watching this series as a wee lad and as an uncorrupted wee lad, I still was meh.
Yeah.
I'm just not really into it.
I was literally cheering for the piss champion versus Dario 2.0 in that one fight. I wanted the piss champion to win.
You know what? Actually, I think I have my thought collected. The fight where they get ambushed, right? The Sons of the Harpy fight that we're just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It still just doesn't feel like the stakes are high. It doesn't feel it doesn't matter who wins here. Sure, it's Barristan. I love Barristan. But it doesn't.
It's like they're not quite important enough characters for you to really feel like this matters.
Or
is that what you're trying to get at?
Yes, or regardless of the characters, like the outcome doesn't implicate anything.
Right. This isn't like all the Sons of the Harpy in the city. They will still exist whether or not they win or lose this fight.
And it just seems like a lot for little, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Listen, I like Barristan a lot, and Grey Worm is like whatever, like I said. But it's just it's not enough. Like the stakes aren't high enough here. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because like, listen, people die.
I mean, this was basically practice. Talking about practice out here.
Talking about practice. Yeah, like when Yoren dies in that episode with Arya, that hits me way harder than anything happening here.
Right.
Also, the conversation for the Game of Thrones tradition of, hey, I'm gonna have a really like, intense emotional conversation with you, then I'm gonna go die trope that we call it all the time. Like the Arya Yorn one is 1,000 times better than, this Barristan and I know you said you kind of liked it, but the Barristan and Daenerys conversation, like it's not even close.
Sure. No, I agree.
Anyway, but yeah, all that being said, I know we're kind of hating a lot. Barristan is a super cool dude. He's a fucking living legend, and he didn't deserve to die in the street like this. Come on. Like,
yeah,
that
I agree.
Sucks.
I agree.
Anyway, any other final thoughts from you, pal?
I think that about wraps it up. I mean, look, overall, actually, yes, just an overall statement on the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, maybe a little less than average for me. There are some good moments, which I think even the worst Game of Thrones episodes have a couple of good moments.
True.
But I found myself looking at the time, like man, are we done? Like come on, let's get it going.
I will say, here's a positive I forgot to bring up. Bronn, when they're rowing to shore to Dorne, to your favorite place, Bronn looks at Jaime for like, can I get a hand with this rowing, my guy? And Jaime just like holds up his hand like, what are you gonna do? And that's very funny. Like that's just like those little interactions with them sometimes make this episode worthwhile.
Here's the thing. I'm glad that you pointed this out, because I think this needs to be said. When you have to rely on moments like that to carry an episode, it's true. Like, what are we doing? That
is a totally fair point. Totally fair. Anyway, speaking of totally fair and unbiased things, it's time for Who Be Thrown. Oh, I did it again. I did the wrong fucking
what are we
one
doing
again.
Here, man?
I need to just get rid of that one. I need to get rid of
That's your Pornhub search history? What is that?
No. Audio listeners, do not listen to Zach. He is full of shit. This is Who Be Thrown In, where we last left off. Jon Snow, I believe for 2 weeks in a row, had taken the number 1 spot. Marjorie Tyrell was number 2. Roose Bolton was number 3. Littlefinger was 4, and Arya was 5.
A lot of losing in this episode. I'm curious as to what our list is going to look like.
I am as well. So Arya can come off because she was not in this episode.
Nor was Stannis.
The rest of them were. Roose was not. Roose can come off. Barristan has to make the list, right?
I would say yes.
I think Barristan definitely makes the list.
Man, I've got like itchy ass eyes right now. I think allergies are fucking me up.
I'm sorry to hear that, pal. Who are you thinking? Could you hear the concern in my voice there?
Fuck me, I guess. Let's just keep moving on.
I'm trying to get this done. Can you not tell?
Dude, I can't even see.
Bronn, right?
Yeah.
Bronn owned ass this episode.
You're right. Bronn did own ass. Do we...
Ooh, I had another thought.
Do we give the High Sparrow a slot?
Fuck the High Sparrow. Fuck the Faith Militant.
I agree, okay? I've said that a million times.
I know.
But
I know.
do
I know,
we?
I know.
Is that the right thing to do here? Fuck the right thing to do. Fuck them.
Yeah, I would have to go and find the High Sparrow's picture, and that seems like a whole deal. I might still do that. You bring up a valid point. Another one I want to put up is Mel.
She got turned down by John.
Yeah, but she's still like she's doing her thing where she's just being like, like mysterious and manipulative, and like she's working her craft, and I feel like she's doing it well. Like she got turned down by John, but she still rattled John.
Mace.
And I feel like
Mace needs to be on.
Mace needs to be on every list. Mace should take the fucking Sir Pounce spot.
Mace might need to take the Sir Pounce spot.
I need to find a picture of Mace. Hold on.
You also need to find a picture of the High Sparrow.
Yeah,
I think that he needs to go.
All right, do your thing.
All right, yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm gonna plug the Death Wish pod, and then do our shits.
Do our shits.
You know, guys. So if you didn't stick around to the end of the episode last week, or the week before that. Some exciting news. I will be launching a spin-off podcast with our good friend Sam from Harry Potter and the Half Drunk podcast. We know that we share many listeners, so hopefully you guys are pumped about that. Myself and Sam will be starting a podcast called the Death Wish Podcast. You can find us at Death Wish Pod on Twitter and Instagram. So go check that out. We will be likely recording and posting sometime after the new year, maybe late January going into like February, March, winter, early springtime. We're gonna be doing. I'm
glad you have that time frame
stuff
really nailed down.
Yeah, nailed down, man. We know what we're doing here. Look, this is a for fun, for shits and gigs, for drinking,
funsies.
for drinking, and for shits and gigs. So look, this is just gonna be more of a banter cast. We're just gonna have a good time. Go check that out if you guys are interested. It would definitely mean a lot to the both of us. And also, if you're new here on the We Don't Want a podcast, obviously we are going weekly through the Game of Thrones series. We have done Harry Potter, we've done One Piece, we've done Lord of the Rings. We've done a lot of shit here, and we're loving it, and we would love for you guys to join us while we do this. You can find us at We Don't Want a Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We do also have a Discord, so if you guys are interested in hopping into the conversation with all of the wannabes and us, you can shoot us a DM or an email and ask for an invite link to the Discord. We would love for you guys to come do that. Consider subscribing, liking, doing all the YouTube stuff, because that's all important. We're supposed to plug that and say that, right? That's how the algorithm works.
That's what they say.
That is what they say.
That's my.
Is that good timing? Did we line this up?
Actually, really good timing.
Wow. What are we, professionals or something? Holy.
We pretend to be sometimes. Do we just give Mace a legit spot, or do we want him to take the honorary?
No, he's an honorary spot.
Sir Pounce. I feel bad about supplanting Sir Pounce though.
Nah, look, Sir Pounce has had his time.
He's had a good couple seasons.
He's had a good
now,
run.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with your point about High Sparrow. High Sparrow is here now. He has joined us. Does Marjorie be doing some manipulating, but does she make the list?
I don't know, man. And see, I feel like your argument for Mel is also really weak.
Listen, we need 5 people, buddy. I hate to break it to you. I don't think John makes the list. Like, John doesn't hardly do anything.
I mean, he turns down Mel.
Yeah, that's an L. That's a big fat L in my book.
You got to see her boobies.
You did get to catch a quick feel as well. I don't think John makes the list. I think Mel definitely makes it over John.
Ooh, hey, what do we think about Shireen? I liked her scene a lot.
Or Stannis, even.
Sure.
I would have to go find a Shireen picture.
Oh my god.
What, you think Shireen has been on Who Be Thrown In before, you asshole? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, hold on. We need to think about this. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I don't think Littlefinger makes it.
I would agree with that. Although he is the only person in this episode who seems to have a plan of any sort.
Yeah, but I
it's a terrible plan.
It's a terrible plan. I don't think Marjorie makes it because her brother got arrested. Yeah. She's trying to play the king.
Do we put Cersei up here? Because Cersei feels like she is making she's. No. Okay.
If this was Who Be Taking L's, it would be like Cersei, Tommen, mainly just those two.
Well, I guess what I'm saying here is like she feels like she's in control of this. Like,
yeah, but what she feels and what is actually accurate are two very different things. So,
okay.
Nah. I think
she does feel accomplished in getting Mace out of the...
No, quit trying to argue for Cersei. Cersei is not making this list. I'm like the biggest Cersei defender ever, and no.
Okay.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Okay.
Let's see if we can start placing them, and hopefully the rest will come into place. Is there anyone where Jorah or Tyrion? No.
No.
Sansa? No. Jamie? I'm gonna throw Jamie up here for now. I think he's got a case. His scenes with Bronn are good, if nothing else.
Fine. Okay.
Where are you, Jamie? Okay. Who do you think is number one?
I think it's either got to be the High Sparrow or Barristan.
Or Bronn. I agree with those first two, or Bronn.
You know what? Bronn hard carried the episode. Bronn.
I agree. I think Bronn...
You should make Mace a little smaller.
He killed a... No. Disagree. Strong disagree.
Oh, you still have Sir Pounce
I gotta
underneath
cover
him?
up Sir Pounce. Yeah. Oh, didn't I... How do I need a sepia tone? Mace, like I do Sir Pounce.
In memoriam.
How did I even do that?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. We'll worry about that later. Filters. There we go. Oh, boom. Got it. Done. All right. Bronn, I agree. Bronn hard carried this episode. He carries Jamie. He kills a bunch of dudes. He's fun. He's funny. He asks poignant questions. Bronn's my guy.
Okay. I will shake to that. Then I
will. I think it's High Sparrow or Barristan for sure.
Well, yeah, one of these people didn't die this episode, so
who can say whether Barristan is dead? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
True.
All right, High Sparrow. Fuck that dude, though.
I mean, look. Okay. To be fair, the High Sparrow is not a dick. Like, the High Sparrow is actually like a solid dude. These fucking Faith Militant.
Okay.
It's all Cersei's creation. It's all Cersei's doing.
That's kind of a question in and of itself, though. Is he? How much is he, like, is he genuine, sincere, or how much of he is, this is part of his manipulation? That's probably a conversation for a different day. But I have wondered about that.
This guy just got handed an army with, I mean, essentially with fucking, what is it? Immunity?
Diplomatic immunity?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, all right. Fuck him, though.
I agree.
All right. High Sparrow goes 2. Barristan goes 3.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Barristan goes 3. That leaves us with 2 spots for Stannis, Jon, Mel, and Jamie. I feel like Mel has to be next.
Oh, man, I don't think Mel makes any sense on this list.
That's crazy.
Tell me
Who
again.
do you think then?
Tell me again your
She's
point.
doing her Mel things, man. She's like being mysterious. She's
not winning at any of them.
She gets Stannis to promise to take her with him.
That's so minor.
She be talking about King's blood and John's blood in his boner.
Now you're just naming things that happened. These are not like cases for her to be considered.
Okay, we'll make a case for one of the other three then.
Okay. Well, Jaime has actually the only other good scenes in this episode because he's with Bronn.
Okay, I agree. I think Jaime also needs to make the list.
Then
I think it's Jaime and Mel.
If we agree that Stannis kind of encompasses Shireen, just so you don't have to go get her fucking picture, I would really like them on the list. I thought that scene not carried the episode, but
no. Okay, so then are we agreed? John doesn't make the list then.
Yeah, and Mel also doesn't make the list.
I don't know why he's still here.
You got to put them next to each other. So
I see what you're saying. Yes, I do. I see what you're saying. But I think, listen, who, for our, throning angle of this that we definitely rely on a lot, who is truly in charge, Stannis or Mel?
I mean, well, Mel, that's a dumb question.
It's Mel.
Yeah, but she's not getting anything she wants here.
She did. She wanted to go with Stannis to Winterfell, and she
wanted
got
Jon to go with them.
Did she legitimately? Okay, but that's how much of that was just her kind of manipulation on Jon, and making
I can't
him
believe
feel
we're arguing
uncomfortable.
the 5th spot on who be thrown in.
I know.
I just don't think Mel had any particularly interesting scenes. I think Stannis did. And he is technically
I was
a
pretty
king.
interested in that Mel scene, I'm gonna be honest. I was
Jon.
paying attention, and I was at full attention.
Not your full hard.
I was in the hard north, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. All right, fine. Put Mel up there. Fuck
there
off.
we go. That's my guy.
This is the weirdest fucking list of who be thrown in.
This is
ever.
actually legitimately the weirdest list of who be thrown in ever. You are not even kidding. Let me get rid of Stannis real quick, and I will. Stannis, where the fuck are you? Gah. I can't find Stannis.
He's right there on the screen, Scott.
I know, but he's impossible to click on. There we go. Nailed it. Impossible as I do it. Okay, that is our movie thrown in the most random ass list of all time. The only one of these that has ever Actually, that's not even true. I was going to say Jaime regularly appears on the list, but that's not even true. Number 1 is Bronn. My man is carrying a very mediocre episode. Number 2 is the High Sparrow, because as far as political power, the general kind of throning aspect idea of this, he is the only one making any gains out here. Barristan Selmy being a badass, he makes it to 3. Jaime having cool scenes, having fun scenes. He killed one guy, so good for him.
Yeah.
At 4, and Mel doing Mel things and being hot.
You don't even know how to say why she's on the list.
She's in the hard north. She fucking makes the list at 5.
You are
and
the
Mace,
worst.
Maybe we just should have put Mace on the list for real, legitimately.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe we should have. Mace, always and forever in our hearts. We love him. That will conclude this Who Be Thrown in, maybe the worst Who Be Thrown in of all time.
What are you doing?
Don't fucking say anything. Don't fucking say it. Nobody saw that. Zach, what are we rating this episode?
A 4.
I was gonna say 5.
Okay.
I don't think it was as bad as you made it out to be. I mean, it's not great, but I think we've had worse season 5 episodes, is my whole arguments, I guess. Don't change your thing. Don't let me sway you.
No, it's
Believe
a 4.
in your beliefs. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's a 4.
Any final thoughts before we get the fuck out of here?
No.
Good.
I think that is going to do it for us.
Good.
Dude, how in our fucking
did we talk about this fucking episode for over an hour? What fucking disease do we have, Zach?
Shit.
God.
Sign up for this shit?
I didn't sign up for... I don't know. I don't even know what's happening.
All right. Listen, Scotty, I get to see your asshole tomorrow night.
Oh, true, actually.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna touch tips.
IRL, we're gonna hang out.
Yeah. We're gonna be touching some tippy boys. We're gonna be...
I'll show you my hard north.
Exactly. By the time this goes out, I mean, this is gonna be like weeks past. But still, I'm very excited to see you tomorrow. And I am excited for you guys to keep listening to the podcast.
You fucking are the worst. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Get the fudge out.